as the choir's beautiful song about peace echoes in our hearts. I invite you to imagine with me not our California warm sun, but a cold, snowy Christmas Eve, just as they're having kind of in the Midwest right now, with lights twinkling on homes and huge snowflakes falling gently, knitting a soft blanket of wonder. A small group of Unitarian Universalists are gathered in their historic stone church to celebrate the holiday. A cozy fire burns in the hearth of their social hall, and their beautiful Christmas tree sparkles with light. And as they sit together, sipping cocoa, singing carols, and eating home-baked cookies, they exchange stories of hope, love, and the magic of the holiday season. After a few people share, one of the members hesitatingly speaks up and shares a story about having a really difficult and trying year of loss and struggle. And amidst the empathy they received from friends, what helped them most, they realize in that moment, was to find hope and comfort in the small things, the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a sunset, the laughter of a child, the deliciousness of a cookie, or the listening ear of a friend. And then as the night goes on, more and more people begin to share their own vulnerable stories of struggle and how they found comfort in the small, magical moments of life as well. A hug from a friend, a good book, a phone call at just the right moment, a roaring fire in the hearth. And as they share, a sense of wonder fills the room, and they all feel gratitude for the small blessings in their lives. Meanwhile, across town, that Christmas Eve, an unhoused man named Jack wanders the streets feeling lonely, cold, and hopeless. He's been struggling to make ends meet for years, and the holiday season only seems to highlight the difficulties of his life. And as he walks through the crowded streets, he can't help but feel invisible to all those around him. No one seems to notice him, let alone offer him any kindness or compassion. In fact, a lot of people avoid him on purpose. Despairing, hungry, and alone, Jack finds himself drawn to the warmth and light of a small church on the edge of town. And it has a lit chalice in the window, just as churches had during World War II, to indicate a space of safety. And he hesitates at first, not wanting to impose on the people inside, but the smell of freshly baked cookies, the smoke from the chimney, and the sound of cheerful voices beckon him in. And as he steps through the doors, he's greeted with a warmth, a wave, and the sight of a group of people gathered around a fire, singing carols, drinking hot chocolate, and sharing stories. And feeling a sudden surge of hope inside, Jack hesitantly approaches the group and asks if he can join them. And to his surprise, they welcome him with open arms because they're Unitarian Universalists after all. And they offer him cookies and a cup of hot cocoa. And as he sits with the group gradually warming up his cold bones, listening to their stories and sharing his own, Jack feels a sense of belonging and connection that he hasn't experienced in a long time. And he then shares how he has fallen on hard times and feels heard and seen for the first time in a long while. And as the evening comes to a close, he leaves the UU Fellowship feeling grateful and hopeful, with new friends, knowing that even in the darkest times, there's always the possibility of kindness and connection. And as the evening ends, they all know, without a doubt, that no matter what challenges they face, community, a community such as this, and the many small things in life can always help them return to hope and joy. So everyone left the church that night feeling uplifted and inspired, filled with the wonder of the holiday season and the hope of a brighter future. And I'm hoping all of us here will go home tonight filled with a new sense of wonder and joy, with our hearts filled with music and love, and hopefully some goodies too. And of course, the Christmas story itself, of the birth of Jesus in a stable surrounded by animals, with wise men and shepherds and angels guided by the light of a magnificent star, is a story filled with so much wonder. But Christmas is also a time of generosity and delight, with the magic of Santa and getting to see the faces. Yes, Liam, right? Santa's exciting. Getting to see the faces of joy and surprise as presents are unwrapped. It's a time of connection and merriment, of people coming together. And for me, it's actually an additional joy to celebrate the birth of my now 19-year-old beloved son, whose birthday it is today. And thanks for being here, Gabriel, on your birthday. Our angel Gabriel. It's fitting for a minister to have a son called Gabriel, born on Christmas Eve. Except poor him, he always has to celebrate his birthday in church. As Unitarian Universalists, we celebrate the wonder of Christmas as a time to come together and to reflect on the values and principles that undergird us and are the heart of our faith. Now, for many of us, this includes the celebration of the birth of Jesus, who, as a teacher of humanity, modeled love, compassion, and justice in his every word and move. However, we also recognize that Christmas has further significance that goes beyond any one religion or tradition. And it's a time to celebrate the light, the generosity, and hope that exists within all of us, and to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every person, every person. It's a time when we're reminded of the power of love and the transformative nature of compassion. We're called to reach out to those in need, to offer a helping hand and a warm embrace, and to work for a world together that is more just and equitable for all. It's a time to set aside our differences and come together in love, in peace, and understanding. Christmas reminds us that we have the power to create positive change in the world. It's a time to be proactive in bringing joy and kindness and hope to those around us and to those who are not as fortunate as we may be. It's a time, my friends, to find wonder in the smallest things and enjoy all the special opportunities for sharing and caring. My dear friends, may your Christmas be filled with wonder as you remember all that you have to be grateful for. And indeed, may your Christmas be wonderful. May it be so.